Hello everyone, this is Bodhi, and welcome back to Basically Minecraft, where I've been down in the depths putting to use one of our brand new beacons. If you missed out on the last episode, one of the things that I did was fight a couple of withers and get ourselves our first beacons on the server. And so I set one of them up down here at Y level 11, and I've been doing some speedy mining, getting ourselves some resources. It's not as speedy as it used to be, of course, with the deep slate slowing things down a bit, but I'm okay with that because one of the reasons I wanted to do some mining was to get some deep slate, so that is fantastic. And as you can see, we have cleared out quite a large area, even found an geode, which it looks like we actually have some full crystals to mine over there. And we're doing pretty good on the resources as well. This isn't even all of them. I already had to make a run back to base to drop some of them off. And in terms of the beacon, shout out to Zinji, who let us borrow some iron for the base. And the reason he said we could go over and take some iron is because me and him are actually planning to build a mega iron farm. Right now he just has like a little mini starter one, but we're going to be building a giant one pretty soon, hopefully in today's episode actually. So I'm looking forward to that. But for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and head back to base, and hopefully I can bring all these resources back with me. 6 shulker boxes should be enough to collect the contents of these chests, which I believe I have that many in my ender chest. So I'll catch you guys back at the base. All right, everything has been put away into storage, so we can now get started on some projects. And in the past couple of episodes, I have been working mostly outside of our western town here. And so in today's episode, I definitely want to make some more progress in this area, probably add in a new build. But I am also going to be doing some more work in the industrial area in addition to that. And there is a little build I want to add in over there before we get started on anything else. And I already mentioned how me and Zinji are planning on building an iron farm soon, and this thing is going to require a ton of villagers. So in order to prepare for this build, I am going to build a villager breeder over here. Now technically Zinji already has one of those at his base, but with how many villagers this farm is going to require, I'm pretty sure it will just be easier to build a whole new breeder in this area rather than trying to transport a ton of them over from his base. So this build really isn't that big, it shouldn't take too long, so I'll go ahead and get started right now. Okay, so the build is done, but the breeder is not fully functional yet because we still need to add in the villagers. Now, I thought I was going to have to transport these over from Zinji's base, but actually I was on the server with Jack earlier and he was flying around this area and realized that there's a village right here. Now, I'm not sure if I forgot that this existed or just never discovered it in the first place, but either way, once he was in the village, he discovered that there was one normal villager and one zombie villager left alive, and so we were able to cure up the zombie villager, and as we can see here, I now have 2 villagers ready to go, so that saved a lot of time. Now this breeder technically requires 3 villagers to become fully automatic, but we can use these 2 to get our 3rd villager. We just need to get them into the system first. And now that they're in, we can throw them some carrots and they should eventually have a baby. And then once that guy grows up, we can put him into the top part here and the system will be fully automatic. And these guys actually bred several times while I was waiting, but I managed to get an adult villager out of the system here. And so now we can transport him up to the top. And once he falls into place right there, all I have to go do is remove that minecart, and then we should have a finished system. And so this breeder will now work completely on its own. And by the way, this is a design by Impulse SV. Although this part right here with the beds actually requires an update since Impulse's videos from quite a while ago. And so the design for this section actually comes, funnily enough, from a tutorial by Zinji himself. So I will have a link to his video as well as Impulse's in the description if you want to check them out. Anyways, the final thing I want to add in here is a better holding area for the villagers. The problem with this one is that it's only a 1x1 space, so if more than 25 villagers fall into this area, they will start to take suffocation damage. And so if we give them a bigger area, then we can remove any limit on how many times these guys can breed without the villagers dying, which will be ideal because we are going to need more than 25 villagers for the iron farm. And then I also want to add in a mechanism that will only allow adult villagers into the final holding area. Neither of these things will be too difficult to add, and I'll probably just do them off camera because we'll be visiting this place later anyway when we come to make the iron farm. So for now, let's go ahead and just head back to base and work on something else. Like I said, I want to make some more progress on our town here today, and so I have a build planned out that's going to go right next to the saloon. And it's nothing too crazy, but I am excited to keep adding builds to this area. So why don't we just go ahead and kick it off into a time lapse and add a brand new build to our western town. Alright, so the build is done, or at least the exterior of it is, and the inspiration for this was sort of like a sheriff station kind of build, but really I don't know what we're going to use it for because there's nothing on the inside yet, and to be honest, I think I'm done working on it for today's episode. So if you guys have any ideas of what we should put in there, be sure to let me know. I have a couple things in mind. Or maybe I'll just end up leaving it empty out of laziness. But I'm happy to have another build in this area. And so now that this is done, I think we can look to go meet up with Zinji about that iron farm. Actually, there's gonna have to be kind of a major change of plans, and I'm gonna have to end off today's episode now, which may come as a bit of a surprise, but I believe that there are going to be some pretty big things happening on the Basically Minecraft server in the next few days, and I'd rather just have a fresh start on a brand new episode when these things roll around. So for now, I'm going to end off today's episode. I apologize that it's much shorter than it would usually be, but I hope that the next episode will make up for that. And so for now, guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's episode, even though it wasn't much compared to our typical episode. But be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy and consider subscribing if you're new. And without further ado, this has been Bodhi, and I will see you all for what it will hopefully be some pretty exciting stuff in the next one.